How's it going, football fans around the world? Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, so yesterday was not a nightmare. I've just woken up, and when I woke up, seen my new brace, looked at my dog, and I was like, damn, yesterday really happened. If you watch the Champions League, you know what I'm referring to. Manchester City was knocked out after being up by 2 goals in the 90th minute, and it really hurts. I made a video yesterday, but I didn't quite like how things I said. So I slept on it, and here I am the next day giving you guys my thoughts on the game. Look, we played well. Pep Guardiola had a beautiful game plan going into this game. Winning this game 1-0 would have been absolutely perfect at the Bernabeu. I mean, what else? What more could you ask for? I know our teams have done better, but what more could you have asked for, really? So, the fact that we ended up losing 3-1, conceding 3 goals, it's an embarrassment, and our players really failed the coach today. I was first upset that Kyle Walker was in because, you know, he ended up getting hurt just like John Stones, and I thought Pep would have learned from it. But I've been seeing some things, and I mean, look, he did play not great, right? He did do well defensively, but offensively he was put in a lot of dangerous positions. But if you look at the stats, we concede less when he's in. Yes, he does have a big mistake in him, but he was recovering well. So I was gonna kind of bash on Pep for putting him in, but coming to realize that wasn't such a big mistake. Yeah, it sucks that he's probably out for the rest of the season, but honestly, I don't even care for the rest of the season. I mean, yeah, I want to come out with the trophy, so another Premier League would be fantastic, right? I don't want to sound like some spoiled, ignorant fan who could care less about the Prem. No, I love the Prem. I want to keep winning it, but this is just the trophy I really need. I'm obsessed with it, and I'm just obsessed with football in general, but after yesterday's loss, we've really seen it all. I typically react pretty bad in big games like these. I've gotten in trouble with my family before and other people for how, you know, passionate I get. And I'm not like out beating people or disrespecting people, but I do tend to yell. I have broke stuff before. I've gone nuts, right? But yeah, after yesterday's game, I was actually quite calm. And it's just because it's like we've really seen it all. I mean, from going out from VAR, going out from getting outscored by Monaco, going out because Laporte slipped, Sterling missed open goals versus Lyon, getting destroyed by Liverpool, whatever it is, losing by an own goal. I've seen it all with this Manchester City side in the Champions League. And after that comeback in the span of 2 minutes, after being 6 minutes away, it was like I was numb at that point. Like, has someone ever told you, like, you're not mad? They're not mad, they're just disappointed. That's kind of how I felt with City. You know, obviously I'm mad, but it's just I'm just at that point where it's just like I'm done. I'm done killing myself, working myself over this. This is ridiculous now. I mean, every year that we've gone out for the past 3 to 4 years, that same quote pops up from Yaya Touré's bitch-ass manager, where he said Manchester City, something along the lines how like Manchester City will never win the Champions League because I got people in Africa, you know, putting their black voodoo, whatever fucking magic on Manchester City to never accomplish it. And at first, you know, I thought it was just complete nonsense, but after yesterday, I'm just like, I'm starting to believe it a little bit, because like how I know this Real Madrid side is special, and I'm gonna give it to you guys. You guys are special. I texted my friend yesterday after you guys got in the PK, even though I stopped watching in overtime because I just knew we were gonna lose. I was just like, I'm tired of the footballing gods sucking this team's dick. I'm tired of it. Look, let's be honest. Let's be real. Real Madrid, they don't deserve it. They don't deserve to be in the final. They haven't played well at all. Honestly, I'm not saying it just because they beat my team. I said it when they played PSG. I said it when they beat Chelsea. They haven't played well at all. And they didn't play well today or the game before. They didn't. They got absolutely outclassed. But their never say die mentality just seems to bail them out every time. It's honestly ridiculous. And people are saying, well, that's the reason why they've won 13 Champions League. Yeah, you're correct. But this is not that team that was winning Champions League. This is not that team. This team, this current Real Madrid side, couldn't tie the shoes of the boots of the other Real Madrid sides that won it, right? Those were amazing teams. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm not saying Real Madrid aren't a good side. Yes, they're a great side. they've shown how magical they are. But like, yeah, midfield trio who's quite old, still very class, right? Still have a lot of class in them, but not at their best. Have totally been dominated in the midfield plenty of times. You got, Vinny, who is on the up, but other than that, it's just Benzema, right? He's the only world class, like, wow, because that defense is abysmal. The fact that we didn't get more than one on them yesterday is kind of very disappointed, but also it's like a 1-0 win. I believe that was the deserving score, right? I believe that would have been the correct score based on what was going on in that game. A 1-0 win would have been perfect, but it just didn't happen, and it sucks because for 90 minutes we were good. Real Madrid didn't create many chances. They had a few, maybe open goals, like the beginning of that first half. That was an amazing play that they had set up. I was applauding that. So I was like, wow, they got us. But Benzema had a free header once. But other than that, they were shut down. Couldn't do much. They were playing in our hands. We were, controlling the ball at some points. Just kind of killing the game. Ended up getting the goal that we needed. And it was perfect, right? I mean, after the first goal, I wasn't thinking of the final because I know this Real Madrid side. And I was like, we got to wait till the final whistle. But when it did get to about the 90th minute, the 88th, because they ended up scoring at like 89th, late 89th. I don't know. I was telling myself we're gonna win the Champions League this year. We were. I just thought we really would have. If we would have made it to the final, we would have won. Because I just didn't think I didn't think this side would fail to lose 2 Champions Leagues. So I was just buzzing that we were in the final because I finally thought that I was going to be able to feel that Champions League glory. And yeah, it sucks a lot. I really want to know that feeling. I just really do. And I know a lot of people are like, well, get in line. There's tons of teams who, yeah, I get it. But I don't know, man. I'm obsessed with this sport. But okay, let's get into the game. Let's criticize Manchester City here for those last 6 minutes. So those last 6 minutes, honestly, I didn't review the game. I don't want to see the highlights, right? I probably should have if I want to make a video about it. But we conceded 2 crosses, right? I mean, about the first goal, I remember it perfectly. Sent over by Camavinga, I think so. I don't remember. Over to Benzema. Benzema taps it in to Rodrigo. Rodrigo gets a tap in. Great finish from him, honestly. I've seen this goal against us many times, and it's getting really annoying because I'll get into Man City and their mentalities after this. But so 3 out of our 4 defenders are keeping up a pretty high line because they're trying to hold the offsides. Benzema would have been offsides if it weren't for one player, Joe Cancelo. So the rest of the Man City defenders are in a straight line, trying to keep him offsides, trying to keep it up high. Then you got Joe Cancelo in La La Land, not knowing what the hell's going on, probably thinking of buying his tickets in Paris. And Benzema ends up making a run, and Joe Cancelo finally snaps out of it, realizes that he's in a game, and tries to follow him. All he did was end up putting him on sides, and he was marking him very, very poorly. I mean, what kind of marking is that? Seriously. So I've seen this many times for Manchester City. There just always seems to be one player not on the same page as the rest of the defense. And it's cost us big. But we still were in the lead by 1 more goal, and there was only 6 minutes left. So, okay, whatever. Nope. Another goal comes in, literally like a minute and a half later. Another cross into the box. And guess, out of all people, wins it? Rodrigo. Rodrigo's like what? He's probably my height, maybe even shorter. I'm like 5'9". I think he's like 5'8", maybe. How does he win that ball? I mean, it happens, right? We've seen this tons of times. There's tons of players who aren't big that are very good in the air, like Jota. But how does he win that ball? It is a Champions League semifinal. A Champions League semifinal, and we got 2 center backs, Laporte and Diaz, who should never allow that. Once in a while, maybe in a game, like a league game, domestic tournament, whatever it is, sure. But in a Champions League semifinal, where you were 6 minutes away from the Champions League final, from all the glory, from everything we've ever wanted to achieve, you are 6 minutes away, and you allow Rodrigo to be free in the box. That is just abysmal. Abysmal. And I'm sick of it. I am so sick of it. It's weird because I feel like every time we go out, it's for really weird reasons, like getting outscored by Monaco that one year. We were probably the best scoring team in the league. Still, we're pretty bad about finishing, but we created so much that it didn't matter because we were just going to score goals anyways, and we get outscored by them. A team like Spurs, where we beat them twice in the league, but for some reason lose to them in the Champions League. It's getting quite annoying. And then this time I think we have probably, I know we have one of the best, but I think in league we did have the best defensive record. We only have 20 goals scored against us all season in the league. I know that's one of the best, right? It's the best in the Prem. I don't know if it's the best in Europe. I'm sure one of you guys could tell me in the comments down below. But a very good defensive record, right? So me thinking that we were going to get scored on 6 was just not a thought. There was no way, right? I was like, I said it in my last game. If we could score more than 2 or 3 goals, we're into the final. Because I had so much belief in my team that we weren't going to concede that many. Because when we rarely concede more than 2 goals in a game ever. I mean, it happens against like Liverpool. But other than that, we rarely concede more than 2 goals ever, right? In the past 2 seasons. We just haven't seen it many times. So tell me why we end up conceding 3 goals in 2 games versus Real Madrid. Look, I know they got a fantastic striker. He is fucking amazing. But he should have only been allowed to score 1 or 2. He actually did end up scoring 3. He ended up scoring 3. But then there was 3 other goals. 2 from Rodrigo, 1 from Vinny. Yeah, it's unacceptable. I can't believe we ended up going out because we got outscored. I mean, of course we would have to go out by getting outscored. But, if we were going to lose to Real Madrid, I thought it was just because we had 2 terrible games, couldn't figure it out, couldn't get a goal to save our life. No, we ended up scoring 5 goals against this Real Madrid side. Yeah, should have been more. Should have been at least 6 or 7. And it sucks because we just got to refer back to that game. Back in Manchester, we should have beat them there. I mean, I know we would still have to have been clicked on this second leg because you always have to. Before 1 up, getting 1 more, being up 5-1, they wouldn't have scored 4, right? They wouldn't have scored 3. Their limit was 2. That's all we had on them. Oh, very disappointing. It sucks too because Mahrez, came out. He came out and showed his quality, why we need him, why you should always think of him when it comes to starting opposition because, honestly, I was kind of doubting him a bit because of what he did in Liverpool versus in the league and then how he fumbled so hard in the first leg, and he made up for it in the biggest way possible by scoring an absolute beauty of a goal, take us to another Champions League final like he did last year. But our mentality and our defense failed him. And the only thing I'm going to criticize about Pep here is I thought he had an amazing game plan, and like I said, our players failed him this time, not the other way, because we typically tend to blame Pep because he tries to overthink. He did everything right today. The only thing I would criticize him for is, look, I get it. Fernandinho coming in is not a big deal. I was actually wanting that. I told myself if we're still tied in this 0-0 or we're up 1-0, something like that, last 20 minutes of game, last 15, I would definitely recommend Fernandinho coming in. So not mad about that. What I would criticize him for is that he did take off our, most goal scoring threats out the game. He took off Riyad Mahrez, and he took off De Bruyne. Ended up leaving in there Foden, Jack Grealish, and then he ended up putting Sterling in overtime, right? I didn't see that. I just kind of seen it from later on because, like I said, I stopped watching after I seen that PK be given. I didn't watch the rest of the game. But, look, when you take your 2 best goal threats out the game, even if they're having a bad game, because, I don't blame Pep for taking out De Bruyne. De Bruyne had a terrible game. He just did, but he didn't have a great game versus Atletico, but he can always be that clutch player to get us a goal. So when we went into overtime without them, I knew it was pretty much over from there. I just knew. I still had a little hope. I was like, Phil, Jack, if you're gonna show up, if you're gonna show us why you're worth 100 mil, this would be the perfect moment. And he honestly did deserve a goal. Courtois and, like I said, Real Madrid Lux was just on their way, right? he shot that ball perfectly. Courtois gets 1 touch. It hits off a Real Madrid player, and Phil Foden was, already selling. Like I said, he was probably already thinking about buying his tickets to France, right? Because he thought that was going in, and it didn't. So just shit like that, right? It's annoying, but this is where I'm going to criticize our mentality. We just don't have that Champions League winning mentality, right? We have the quality. We have quality, and we can be very consistent. That's why we win tons of leagues, right? That's why when it comes to leagues, people, teams haven't been able to touch us really. But when it comes to, tournaments like these, and then that need to win, that I'm going to do whatever it takes to win this game. We just don't have enough of that, right? We just don't have that. I mean, we have probably 1 or 2 players who kind of act like that. You know, players like Diaz, players like Fernandinho. But other than that, we don't have that type of leader, that dude. You know, like a Sergio Ramos, a Cristiano Ronaldo, a Benzema, whoever it is, right? Yeah, we just don't have that, and that's honestly, I think, what it comes down to, because you're up 2 goals with 6 minutes left. A player with that type of mentality would never allow that to happen. Would never allow that to happen. I don't care. I don't care how good the opposition is. You got 6 minutes left. Fucking hunker down, and you give it your life. You put your body on the line to make sure that you don't f this up, because you are 6 minutes away from having another opportunity to achieve it all in a 1 game off versus Liverpool, who we had great success against. I know they got us in the FA Cup final, but before that, we've done really well. I think us Man City fans are now numb to it. I am now done getting my hopes up. I mean, I'm always going to back my team. Man City will always be my team. I'm not one of them getting bandwagons, right? I'm not one of them. I mean, you can say what you want. I love this team. They're just really disappointing. But like I said, I'm no longer ever thinking that we have a game in the bag until that final whistle blows, because I've just seen one of the most ridiculous comebacks. Oh, Manchester City, man. I don't want to be making this video, but I just thought, you know what? Well, I kind of do, just because I kind of need to vent to someone. But no, it's gonna suck editing this video, because who wants to edit a video like this? It's gonna suck making a thumbnail to this video, because who wants to make a thumbnail? Me having to show a disappointing face, put 2 big plays from Real Madrid, Benzema, whatever it is, right? Like, this is not a video that I want to be making. I want to be making a video that we end up getting to back-to-back Champions League finals. Don't give up hope yet. City still have it in them to go get, or not still have it in, but City have it in them to go win a European trophy. But I'm getting a little scared now, right? Because I don't want to be the next PSG, and I'd like to think, well, I know that we have a way better foundation and a way better team mentality-wise than PSG. But PSG kind of went through the same thing, right? They had a final where they honestly probably should have won. I know that Bayern team was sick, but they weren't at their best that game, and they were unlucky not to get it. And then they end up getting knocked out the next year in the semifinals, well, versus us. But and then they disappeared the next year. Now they're looking like they're farther away from it than ever. So I just hope that's not us. But like I said, I'm done with getting my hopes up. This team has broken my heart too many times in this European quest. So yeah, really disappointing. I honestly can't believe it. You know, players like Diaz, who I rarely ever see make a mistake, ends up making the biggest one on the biggest stage. But yeah, it blows. Manchester City players really need to take a hard look at themselves. I would say even Pep, even though I don't think he had any reason to blame this game, but he has before. So they need to take a hard look at themselves, and even Man City fans. And we just gotta think, you know, maybe we're not as good as we think. I do think we got the quality, but when we got players who aren't able to, who just don't have that type of mentality, you're never gonna achieve it all, right? You just aren't. You know, we can get as many Prem titles as we want based off of just talent, but if you want to achieve the big one, that trophy, that Champions League trophy, you got to have a mentality switch. So our players really got to look at themselves. We might have to get rid of some players, because I just think some players just don't have it in them. And yeah, is Haaland the answer to our prayers? I have no idea. I think it's going to take a lot more than just one. I think our key to winning this tournament is just with the players we have now, because we can't replace a whole team, and they just gotta make a switch in their mind. They got to need this trophy. So yeah. That's my thoughts on this. I'm going on 24 minutes. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let me know where you guys think we picked up. Give me some love. It's been it was a terrible day and night yesterday. Yeah. See you soon. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Help me get to 200 subscribers. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. See you next game.